the whole enrollment. And you can stop me anytime when you have questions. So, okay, I'll make it louder. Sorry.
You're saying you're going to change the OHO. Do you mean you're changing how to change that at household on that?
Right. Yeah, we have some requirements that they want to switch the head of household in one enrollment. So in this new release, we're going to implement that functionality, and I'll go to demo it. Yeah.
Yeah, we know we need to.
Right. So when you log in, you go to the client's dashboard, and I pick the testing client because I don't want to expose any confidential data through the video. So I pick this testing client, and there's a new enrollment button right here. So the exception is when you're trying to create a new enrollment, you pick the client that should be the head of household of this enrollment. So in that way, when you create that enrollment, we won't need to ask the question, who's the head of household in this enrollment? So that makes the process simpler. That's why go to the client you want to pick as a head of household and start the new enrollment process. That's the first point. So click the new enrollment.
Yeah.
So usually it's faster than this one because I'm in the UAT environment, it's kind of slow. But you can see there are 4 steps you need to fill it in. And I'll explain it one by one. The first one is a program enrollment. It's a basic which program you are trying to enroll. And enrollment date, it's default to today's date, but you can change it. And the assigned stuff, I'll pick my name right here. And status. The status will only be enrolled for this scenario because we eliminated the dismissed status from the new enrollment. But for other programs, that might be some different status, like a waiting listed, something like that. But for this program, it's the only option I have. So after that, and then you go to the next step. That's program-specific details. Because I log in as a Sister Carmen admin, so I can see the Sister Carmen program details. And I put something right here to let you see. But basically only this field is required. You can tell by see this red one right here, but right now it's turned gray. And pick all the data you want to put in, and then you move to the third step. And this part we call participant demographics. It allow you to review the client basic demographics and to fill in all the required fields. Right now, I filled them all, so I'm good to go. So just click next, go to the last step. And this one, it's a client level data, but specific to that programs. So like finish up all the information right here and go to next. And you're done with the new enrollment. But right now, as you can tell, I only enrolled 1 person in that enrollment, and that person is the head of household of this enrollment. So this page we called it enrollment summary page. And there are same 4 steps as the previous form, but right now it's just a display. And from this page, you can see all the data I put when I create that enrollment. So there's a summary, and it's the details, and it is 1 person I enrolled. And then there's a client level question answered for that client. I'm sorry, I should say participant. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that. And so I'm done with the first demo. It's a create a new enrollment. Any questions? Or maybe, I'm sorry, go ahead.
This looks a lot different than what we've been using. Is this going to be how it's changed?
Right. Exactly.
We'll be testing it. We haven't even tested it yet, but they're demoing it here.
Because I just want to make sure that like, I'm not missing. Thank you.
Okay. So the next one, I'm going to demo how to add another person to that enrollment. So for this person, you can tell this is a head of household, but right now I'm going to add another one. So here's the add enrollee button, and you click on that, and then you're going to see this page. So there are 3 ways of adding a new participant in the enrollment. You can pick it from the previous relations. It's like this person is enrolled with another program with this head of household. So we recorded that, so you can pick from that. That's which is called relations from previous enrollment. And you can also search a participant in our system and pick that. And if you couldn't find anything, you can create a participant right here and to enroll that person in that enrollment. So I'll demo them all. So if, yeah, for example, right now I'm just trying to enroll this Chester tester to my enrollment. You can see after I pick it, and the search participant and the create participant will disappear because you already picked one person. So the key point right here is, right now we designed you can only add one single person each time, because in our current enrollment form, we are trying to list all the participants you were trying to enroll it, but we got a lot of issues, and that's all form of is very buggy, and some technical issues, and it's hard to resolve. So that's why we're trying to go this way. And then the other reason is that even though you are trying to enroll multiple people in the enrollment at the same time, you still need to review every single participant's information. It's not that different from the previous one and the current one. So that's why we're thinking make it simpler and easier for user to use. That's why we go this route. So after I pick this client right here and I go to next, if there's no arrows, this one will disappear. If this client is already enrolled in the same program, you might get a warning right here. But right now, probably not. So you see, and that warning step is gone. So the same form, you need to go through the basic demographics. And then, right part, the only question I ask you is about the enrollment date. And then you can pick. Right now, it's still default to the current date. We have requirements that it's maybe more helpful if I set this default to the enrollment date. But yeah, I think I'm going to gather more requirements and see if I need to change it. But that's easy to change. And after that, answer all the questions for the client level program specific data. Then you're done. So the second person shows up right here. So all the questions you can see what answer showed up here. I'm going to quickly add another person to this enrollment. Okay, so right now when you get to this page, you can see there's no matching relations because after I enroll that person in the enrollment, and that person's name disappear. So that's way of preventing you adding the same person twice. So this time I'm going to just search from my system, and you can just add a person right here. So like I'll just add this first one. So every time when you're trying to pick the client, enroll it, and I'm doing some checking in the backend. So this way of preventing you to double enroll clients in the same program. So after this, And I'm trying to answer different questions for each client. So you can see that the data I typed in shows up right here, and for each person that may show different questions because I only display the question that's answered. So in this area, you see these 3 clients are enrolled in the same program. And any questions at this moment? Great, so I'm going to move forward. So I'm going to demo how to dismiss a single participant right here. For example, I'm going to pick the second one. So I'm going to dismiss one. And when you click the select button on the left of the client, participant name, you'll go to this page. And you see this is the participant I picked, and that's the date and the status. And you won't be able to change anything right here, but you can check the new head of household, but I'm going to demo later. Right now, I'm going to dismiss this participant. There's a checkbox. When you check it, and I'll ask you the dismissal reason right here. I'll see other, and the date. And the idea here is you can't dismiss the client prior to the start date of the enrollment. So that's a warning right here. So I'll just pick today's date. And after you do that, and this time, I want to review the client demographics, but I won't ask you the client level program questions because you are trying to dismiss a client. Probably you don't need to answer that question again. But if you think that's necessary, I can turn it on. You see, so this is the client I'm trying to dismiss, and you can see the status shows up right here, dismissed. And I make this highlighted so you can aware of which one is dismissed. Also, I linked at the bottom. If you remember, it's showed up on the second line before, but right now it's moved to the third line because I'm going to show all the enrolled person first, then the dismissed person. So if questions?
So here, if you're on this page, like there's a duplicate person, you just put duplicate.
Yeah, so when we are trying to enroll persons, we are trying to make all the check right in front, so prevent you from create duplicate. But if you see some duplicates, I think the best way is to clean up the data in the back end. So make our data more, accurate, and so we don't check the duplicate for the previous enrolled clients. Okay.
Is this Stephanie's update about merging the duplicate?
I think it's still being worked on.
Yeah, she's working that.
They found about like 2,500 duplicates that they've been working on merging. So like, that's really happened in the past week or so. And then creating some kind of script, creating some kind of script to be able to merge duplicates automatically, like within 24 hours. So hopefully it'll be back to that.
I think that's what Jessica said. Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. Hopefully you're seeing significantly less.
But if you do still see duplicates, go ahead and send them our way and we'll figure out.
To BCC support.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe after another day, I change my mind. So I want to re-enroll this client back to the enrollment. That's why, I'm still using the same button to do it, and I'm going to demo how to re-enroll it. So when you select this client, you can see the current status is dismissed, and the reason shows up here, and the start date becomes the dismissal date. And there's a checkbox, re-enroll. And when you check it, and you pick the re-enroll date, probably not allow me to pick the previous date, so I'm going to pick the same day. And you have option to check this client as a new head of household, but I'll demonstrate this later to make it more clear. So after that,
So does this enroll them into the same account?
same enrollment if you are doing that.
I guess the scenario I'm thinking of is a couple separated divorce, and they don't want their accounts to be connected anymore because we can see that.
Oh, okay.
So would we dismiss that person from the account, and then we would
Create another enrollment.
Enrollment.
Right, for this
So we
scenario.
put that new name as the,
Head of household, right.
but not within this enrollment screen, we would start all over.
Yeah, exactly. So this scenario is like you still want this client to be included in this enrollment, right? Include this family, and we stop using the family words. But yeah, that's the same meaning. That's only so. But if you want to separate them, and you start by creating another enrollment for that person.
But you can dismiss from the account.
Yeah, you need to dismiss him from the previous enrollment. Exactly. Yeah.
It's not called re-enroll, it's new enroll.
New, right, yeah. This is called re-enroll. Yeah, good catch. So probably there's nothing for me to change, and I go to next page. But if you want to change anything, you can just go ahead and change it, and that change will be updated in the system. So, sorry, I already answered these questions. So if there's anything that you need to change, you can just do it. And, okay, so Chester is re-enrolled now. You can see right here. Questions for this part? Nice. So the next topic is about how to change the head of household. So maybe I'm going to pick Emily this time. And here's a checkbox after I checked it. And you can see the dismiss checkbox is hidden because when you're trying to make this person as a head of household, I won't allow you to dismiss that client from this enrollment. And go to next. And you're expecting a little bit slow right here because this participant demographics is retrieved from our data warehouse. It's like for other requirements, it's like a direct flight. You just search your database and you got it. But for this part, it's like a one stop. You send your request to your system, and the system will redirect the request to our data warehouse to retrieve the data. That's why somebody said, okay, the performance is not that good because it's not a direct request. So after this step, you'll see. So right now, the head of household always show up on front, and right now Emily is the head of household for this enrollment. So this one is done. Questions? Great. So I demoed this, how to add a new person, and demoed how to manage a single person. And right now I'm going to demo this one. It's called Edit Enrollment. So basically that's only two parts. So the basic enrollment summary information you want to edit, and the program details information you want to change it. And I'm just go ahead to demo how to dismiss a client enrollment, and definitely you can change the date right here, and then you can change the worker right here. And then you can see this time the dismiss shows up And after you pick that, and I'm going to ask the questions. And there's still some check in the backend for the date validations. And questions we need to review. Okay, you can see all the clients are dismissed, and the status for this enrollment is dismissed. And there's another enhancement I'm going to do is I'm going to hide these buttons right here. So our scenario is after you dismiss the whole enrollment, probably if you want to re-enroll them, and we suggest you to create a new enrollment to make that not that messed up altogether. So be careful when you dismiss the whole enrollment. If you change your mind, you need to start a new one. So when you're this done button, it's before I said back to client dashboard, but we realized when you're trying to create an enrollment, you can start from a different place. You can start from here, and you can start from a referral as well. So that's why I just changed that wording to down. It depends on where you come to this page. If you are created enrollment from the referral, when you are done, you are going to back to the referral page, not this page. That's why. But basically, that's just tell you to go back to the client dashboard. And right now, you didn't see that enrollment because I dismissed. For our client dashboard, only active enrollment showing up. But I guarantee you that shows up right here. Yeah, this is the one. I just created and dismissed. So, questions? Okay, that's good. So the enrollment is in the UAT environment right now, so everybody can test it. If you're trying to log in and you have problem, just email to us, and then we can reset your password, and you have fun. So that's the end of my demo.